is, I mean, you've sort of a monumental award that you're going to be flying over across the pond for.
To New York,
You've produced a docudrama which originated for part of your degree within Sunderland University.
Right, yes.
So where does this story stem from then? What the title is Both Sides of Dying?
Right, so I decided, well, I didn't. I had to change career because 10 years ago, well, it's actually 11 years ago now, I was overweight and I was quite unhealthy. As you know yourself, you saw what I was like when I was back then. And it came out that I had this very rare condition called Cushing's syndrome.
Okay.
And what that means is I produced too much steroids in my body. So at the time, it made us centrally obese. It gave us a moon face. They call it a moon face when you get a round face. But the worst thing was my high blood pressure, which could have killed us, basically. I was nearly hitting 200 on my blood pressure, which is pretty high.
It's up there.
Yeah, basically. It's up there. So over the course of 10 years, I've had so many brain operations where they go up through your nose and scrape bits of your brain out, and I've had my adrenals cut out, which didn't work, so then they had to cut the left side of my body open, remove a rib and cut the adrenals out that way off your ribs. And on the last time they did my nose, they just must have not sealed it properly, the hole in the brain sac, so they sent me out to hospital, and over the weekend my brain juices started coming out my nose and my ears, and I got very ill, basically. That led to me getting pneumonia, and that then led to me being put on life support, and then that meant that I also got meningitis, and during that time I passed away. I died. Died for what they class as about 8 seconds. When I came on and did the MA course, we were looking for ideas to do for what's called the Charles Parker Prize, which is quite a big prize with the BBC. Charles Parker was a documentary maker of radio, and he made these radio ballads. Back in the 60s, they were very popular. If you listen to them now, they're like very boring. Simple as that. But back then, they were the creative thing of the time. So they have this prize for them every year. And it just came to me that it would be a good way of talking about what happened and getting it out, but also recording it and using my story because it's very personal and I know it. So the idea was I didn't want to interview my wife about it like we would now. So I got her to sit in a room by herself with a microphone in a little studio. I shut the door and I went away, and she just spoke for about 30 minutes.
And told her story, her
basically,
side of it.
how she felt about it, and a few tears and a bit of anger and all that stuff came out, but I didn't listen to it. Then when she finished, I went in and recorded my story without listening to hers at all. And then a couple of days later, I left it for a couple of days, and then I went back and I listened to hers and I listened to mine, and it was just two opposite sides of the story. And somebody said, I think it was a guy called Jay, who's already won a New York award for his piece. He went, you should enter that. And just luckily, it got through to the final. So
you're flying over the pond, you're flying over the sea to the US of A. Hopefully, let's see, fingers crossed for the outcome. You're gonna diary this for us, and
definitely,
we're gonna be able to see how you get on.
I'll blog as much as I can. I'll do a little bloggy diary, from start to finish, and we'll see how it works.
All right. Well, let's work the magic in the edit. Let's fast forward the clock, put you in a jet plane, and let's see how you get on in New York.
Fingers crossed. Well, hi Mel, as you can see we're here at Newcastle Airport and we're just about to head off on an adventure to New York. Well, Mel, we have landed in London and we're now off to New York. This is Richie. Say hello, Richie. He's going to be going with us and you'll see more of him later on. So, Mel, we've finally arrived. We left at around about 3 o'clock from Newcastle. It is now 9:45 in New York, and if we take a look at my watch down here, it says, let's get closer, 2:50 in the morning in England. That's how long we've been travelling to get here to New York. As you can see, the Statue of Liberty behind me. Okay, maybe just a small version, but it's America. Some of the amazing traffic going by in New York with this lady standing in the middle blowing her whistle. Look how controlled she is. One of the great ways to see New York is a very easy way is getting on the Staten Island ferry and making your way across the Staten Island from New York. And of course, when everything just gets really too hot and you just want to relax and get away from it all, why not get yourself down to Central Park and just sit simply by the lake. So as you can see, we're here in New York and we're in Central Park, and can you see these two amazing guys? Listen to this. And there would be no coming to America without a good baseball game. So, one of the best places to come when you come to New York is, of course, the Natural History Museum. Now, you might recognize this as the museum used in The Night at the Museum. And as you can tell, behind me, in the film, you might have seen a dinosaur that chases bones. And yes, he's here. In the 9/11 attacks of 2001, 2,792 people died. The oldest was 85, the youngest only 2 years old. 400 of the people that died were the rescuers, fire crews and police that came to help. First of all, I'd like to thank the course committee of Radio Academy. Thank you so much for that. And I have to thank Spark and Sunderland University simply because they paid for all of this and they simply would send a bill if I didn't. I would also like to thank the BBC just simply because later on I would like a job off them, so I thought I would mention that. I believe, oh sorry, I've got to do this one. I have to say that my wife loved Dynasty so much. She's had to say it, and in England we call it Dynasty. And of course, John as well. Listen to you know, we call it Dynasty because everybody seems to die for some reason. We're very nasty. And I don't know if anybody knows that John is probably one of the best UK voice artists as well. He does the best impressions. I was really strange because I was sitting over there and I keep thinking he's going to do Tony Blair. He's going to do Tony Blair. If he doesn't do Tony Blair, that is it. It's been a waste. So it's great to see you. I believe that radio is a very personal thing, and this was a personal journey for me and my wife. And that's the way radio should be, and I hope that's the way it carries on. And I hope everybody, and especially students, and I know I don't look like a student, but I am always one, should keep trying harder and harder to do better radio, and don't just rely on doing Radio 1 stuff. There's better stuff out there as well, so well, well, Mel, it's been an incredible journey, and as you can see, we've got the award here. We've won 3 awards over this course of the last couple of days. Best radio station for Spark FM, we've got Best Drama, and of course Best Documentary for Richie Lee, so congratulations to him. And as you can see, we're going to finish off with the money shot of the whole package. Yes, we are at the top of the Empire State Building. Have a look at this.